Declan for Didge.
Didge for Declan.
I'm James Sorensen.
I'm Eloise Mignon.
And we're here to spill our guts
on teen romance.
Declan and Bridget first met back at first day of school, actually. I think their egos clashed a little bit. Declan thought she was a princess and she thought he was a bit of a, scum, I guess you could say the word was. They kind of, opposites attract, they kind of started to get together by that.
I think she was attracted to him because he was sort of, rebellious. I think Bridget thinks Declan's really funny and sexy and I guess she just likes the way Declan makes her feel about herself.
She's honest with him, she tells him exactly what she thinks, which I think is a very big thing with Declan, honesty. And I think she really loves him for the fact that he loves her more than anything in the world.
Look at that!
Oh, what a guy.
Well, our first on-screen kiss was at the kissing booth. Declan and Ty were sort of having a competition as to who was going to get the most kisses. So Bridget went and bought all of Declan's tickets and then kissed him all night long at the kissing booth.
Because I was joking. I just knew you wouldn't be Ty.
Well, when you do an on-screen kiss, it's a bit different depending on what set you're on, and if it's a close-up and they need to see tongue or no tongue, all that type of stuff. They need to see saliva stream.
I mean, you try and make them look realistic, obviously, but not make the other person feel uncomfortable and not make the whole crew feel uncomfortable.
Generally saying on Neighbours, there's no tongue. That's a pretty safe bet. I think Eloise would be a little bit, "What are you doing?" Slap.
I think in all storylines or in all situations when you're acting, you can think about your own experiences. What's it like when you like someone? You think, you kind of feel like this and you feel kind of happy for no reason. But I guess the other thing is that, you're not playing yourself, you're playing Bridget. And so then you have to also think about what Bridget's like and how Bridget deals with different things. I'm not that much like Bridget.
What do you want?
Well, I want to be with him. I think some romance storylines would bring actors closer together in real life just because of the simple fact that you work together.
Bridget, or Eloise, we are very close. We do a lot of kissing, we do a lot of close couple stuff. So in terms of that, we are a lot closer because we also spend a lot of time on set. We spend a lot of time rehearsing lines.
Also, when you're doing scenes one-on-one with someone, you get to really act with them. You get to really, look into their eyes and try and understand what they're thinking.
Oh, hello, you two. I just thought I might set this up.
Getting together with other cast members, for me, is a massive, massive no-no. I know for a fact a couple of years ago, two people on screen got together and they decided to take it off screen and get together off screen, and then they broke up very nastily. Yet they still had to pretend to be lovers on set. Now, if you hate someone and you have to act like you love them, it gets pretty hairy.
In terms of the restrictions of what we can say in the 6:30 time slot, it's true that you can't say things like sex, and you do have to use things like let's take it to the next level, or, let's have an adult relationship.
I've never heard a 16-year-old say, "So you're ready to take it to the next level?" It doesn't happen. So it's difficult to keep real, but I mean, you invest in the lines and most of the time it comes out all right.
I just kind of accept it and I'm like, okay, so in Erinsborough, we all live in the same street, we all know each other and we all wear heaps of makeup to school and we all say, let's take it to the next level, and it just kind of becomes part of, the reality of Neighbours.
It's pretty lonely here. No, I promised Mum I would stay in the camp bed.
I think Bridget's relationship with Declan has changed her in the way that she, I think, feels more independent from her family and from Steve and Miranda now, and is also kind of more determined as a person in terms of what she wants.
Declan, when he came into Erinsborough, he was very closed. He was very guarded about anyone. And in terms of Bridget coming into his life, he learnt to trust someone else. He learnt to open up. It's definitely changed him to be more of a bubbly, more friendly guy because he realises that, hey, not everyone's a bad guy.
I love you.
Pardon?
Alright, fine. I love you, Bridget Parker. I love you.
Roses are red.
Violets are blue.
That was so romantic.
I think I'm going to spew.